Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. Year 7 continues on today, and the Jaguars come in 5-6 on the year. We are barely hanging on to our postseason hopes right now, but things look better now than they did a few weeks ago. A 2-6 start had me so confused at the way this team was playing. And then we suddenly begin to play our best football, with the offense playing to their usual standards, scoring 30-plus points a game, and the defense now doing an outstanding job. If we're to get back to the postseason this year, we still need a lot of things to go our way, but if we keep winning, I think we're going to be in good shape, because now we're not that far out of the race. We are the 11th ranked team right now in the AFC, and the team at 7 is Indianapolis, who is 6-5. Now, they own a tiebreaker against us, and these head-to-heads are probably going to play a big part in if we can get back to the postseason. First game today, we take on the Kansas City Chiefs. If you didn't see their last offseason, they had to let Patrick Mahomes hit free agency. He chose not to re-sign. So, they brought in Jalen Hurts instead, and they're having a terrible season. Mahomes then went to New England, and they honestly aren't doing that much better. Now we're a little banged up at the moment as well, and we're playing a lot of young players now in the secondary, including the rookie Gregory Rossum, with J.D. Short, the veteran, first pick of the entire franchise, now done for the year. The 20-year-old third-round pick takes over his spot. And he's a lot better than most third-round picks. This was an absolute steal, and now we need him out there. And then we have two inexperienced safeties behind those corners. Bryce Weaver is a rookie, and we've seen him put together a couple really good games this year, and he does have an interception on the season. We know that rookie right tackle Jamison Gatewood has star development, and it does seem that our current offensive line is stabilizing, and the tackle position is doing all right. I'm really curious if this is going to continue, because I signed Patrick Paul after trading away a struggling Jordan Mailata. And Patrick Paul has done well in about 3 games. This is a bit of a tryout for him. Here are his sack allowed numbers in his career. I wish we had some deeper stats than this. But to see him play a lot of snaps throughout his career and really only struggled in 1 season, I think is a sign that he's worth another shot here in Jacksonville. We'll get Joe Johnson to 89 overall and get him +4 stiff arm. And then second-year defensive tackle Alex Ratliff has had a little bit of a second-year breakout, and he gets 2 upgrades this week. I'm wondering then if he hit one of those really valuable milestones. He has developed so well, by the way. We get so lucky. I don't think I've done a single finesse move upgrade, yet it's sitting here at 88, because it just keeps getting +2, +3 when I do other things. Our defensive tackles have the chance to be the best duo, and they're both very young players. And yes, he did get over 10,000 experience for getting a 5-sack season. These milestones are the best way to be developing young players in franchise. I know many of you were intrigued with wide receiver Jacoby Starling. Whenever I get these big receivers, everybody wants to see them move to tight end. But for now, Starling is developing as a wide receiver and just hit 70 overall. So we just got to keep up the type of play we've had recently, and we'll be making a postseason return if that continues. First up today, the Kansas City Chiefs. And if we win this game, we get back to 500 and recover from a 2-6 start. The Colts won this week, and they're in the 7th position, so we need a victory just to keep pace with them, and they're the last seed right now in this conference. So if you remember back earlier in the franchise, the Chiefs drafted a Heisman Trophy winning running back, and he's getting the call here on 2nd and 5. It is Denzel Black. So he came into the league with like 83 speed, but 99 broken tackle. A really interesting skill set. He's been their starter since, and we'll see if we're up for the challenge here this week. And he's starting off pretty strong. Hurts play fake and taken down. Tamarian Overshown sacks him. They set up a screen on third down, and to the outside, they will get it into field goal range. And from 52, the Chiefs' field goal is good. Chiefs next possession into Jaguar territory, trying to cap it off. On the stretch now, Denzel Black. Good running to the 10. Chiefs facing third down, and they get the pass off quickly. A first down. And Denzel Black, he's going to take this one outside the tackles and score the Kansas City touchdown. So this game isn't quite playing out like the three previous. Jaguars down 7 now in the second half. Have it at the KC 45. Play action, Chuck Johnson. That's Reuben Ross on the reception. Yeah, another slow start, and we've seen this many times. How do we have under 50 yards passing in the first half with the amount of talent we have on this team? We fake it now, roll left. Johnson, he finds the open Ross. Jags to the 12. Dominic Grenard checks into the game at fullback. And Joe Johnson, he's still on his feet. 2 yards in impressive fashion. I don't know about this look. What do we have on 3rd and 9 out of the eye? Johnson wanting to throw under pressure, and he's taken down. That time the tackles do give up the sack, but Johnson didn't really help him out there. And if we lose this game, I really don't know how many losses we can handle and still make the postseason. It feels like 9 or 10 wins is the minimum, but then if you're talking 9, it might come down to a tiebreaker, and that's going to be tough. So the Jags have 3 field goals, trail by 4. Don't want to consider this a 2-possession game now. We got to get a touchdown, guys. Good protection. Thomas, the catch. That should take us into the 4th quarter. It's Parker now on the catch, 5 yards. Grenard in the game, 3rd down. He leads and cannot beat the linebacker to the spot. Leo Chanel makes the play. And the Jaguars are going to leave the offense on. I like the call. We got 3 tight ends out there. The lone receiver, Brian Thomas. Joe Johnson, he's got it, accelerates, and scores. Go ahead, touchdown, Joe Johnson, just at the right time. The defense has come up big these last few weeks. Can they protect a 3-point 4th quarter lead? It's Hurts completing short as we'll go inside 6 minutes. They go up the middle, a powerful run. Denzel Black to the 39. And an easy run now for the first down. Chiefs just leaning on this Heisman Trophy winning running back. 3 receivers right, another run, and good blocks in the second level set things up. The Chiefs aren't here to try and tie things at 16. They want to take the lead. Hurts, 3rd down, it's broken up. And the play made, Mike Goodson. One of the biggest plays he's been able to make these last 2 years, keeping KC from converting and sending out the field goal team again. And this game is tied. So now we attempt to untie this game. 3 minutes left to go. Jacksonville at their own 32. And Chuck Johnson to Brian Thomas. Now Johnson hits Ross, and he gets some help near midfield. 8 in coverage for KC. Great catch made by Ross. Getting better at those more difficult plays as he continues to develop in his 3rd year. 1:36 to go. A big 3rd down. Johnson, he's going to do it again. Joe Johnson, he got caught. With his speed, I can't believe he just got caught at the 1. But that might be the worst thing for Kansas City, as now we have a chance to potentially run even more clock off. They already had to call a timeout there. Johnson, this time a rushing touchdown. He gets too late. Will it be enough to win this game? Jalen Hurts, time is running out on Kansas City. Just one timeout left in 31 seconds. At some point, you just gotta let one of these fly. Hurts back to pass, and that's caught by Waddle. The great tight end gets out of bounds and saves that timeout. Matt Waddle is their Travis Kelce replacement. He even wears the same number. Hurts, it's incomplete for Rice. Telford defending. Jalen, trouble, that's a sack. And now all they can do is send one to the end zone. 4th down and 14, game on the line for KC. And Hurts throws, and it's incomplete. Rice almost had the catch, but time would have run out. And that is going to do it. Jaguars do win their 4th consecutive. And for now, the season and the playoff hopes remain alive. It's always weird making episodes in these situations because 1 or 2 losses means your season's done. So we really need to see what happens here and to see if there is some hope still. But the Jaguars have gotten back to 500 with 5 games remaining. Player of the game for us would have to be Joe Johnson with those 2 big runs late. And this, I think, is a perfect time to talk about his contract status on this team. Johnson at 89 overall has emerged as a top 5 running back on paper. So many great ratings. This would not be an easy skill set to replace, and he still has many years of his prime ahead of him. We have seen him put together a career high in average today, just had his longest run on the year. And especially as we've tried to repair this season, he has been at his best. It's getting tougher to re-sign all the key players on this team, but I absolutely want to keep Joe Johnson around. I think he has the chance to maybe even become the best running back in the league with how far he's come at age 24. I'm offering the 5-year deal he wants, and he is coming back. This is a risk as those last 2 years carry on into regression. Running backs begin to regress at age 27. But now we secure our backfield for next year and our lead running back for years to come. I don't know if we'll make any more signings between now and the end of the year, but there is a chance I re-sign Patrick Paul because this contract would be reasonable even just to keep him around as a backup. But if he continues to start well, then he could play himself into a greater role. Now, Kansas City, not a great game for him. He did give up 3 sacks. And here's one of those games now that could have a huge tie-breaking implication by season's end. We are now up into the 9th position, and it's Baltimore who owns the 7 seed currently. We take this game, we take their spot. This is a uniform that really takes me back to my old Jaguars franchise, back on the main channel around 10 years ago. This was one of my favorite alternate sets to break out, and we're using them here. Why is it showing the NFL logo there on the scoreboard? I made the Jaguars like my team pass team for this season. I thought that would make it so that like the logo would show up. I don't know how it works. Such an unnecessary feature. Jags playing for a 5th straight victory now this week, and they are on their way. We have had an amazing day running the football. The stats are going to look really nice at the end. And we're trying to finish this game off and go up 3 possessions late. We run it here, and now Joe Johnson, 8 carries for a $146. That is how he's celebrating his $60 million extension. Cormier, the running back, on 3rd down, and Johnson unloads and has it broken up for Thomas. I like these uniforms. Jags should break these out more often. So let's see. This could pretty much end the game. for a 17-point advantage. Brandon Aubrey, it is good. Up 17 with 5 minutes to play. And Chuck Dalton just picked off Lamar Jackson. This game is about over. 5 straight wins, 38-14, and the Jaguars moved to 7-6 and are now in position for a playoff spot. 169 and 2 touchdowns for Joe Johnson, including a 70-yarder. And Benji Cormier also found the end zone a couple times in this game. And the linebacking duo of Edgerrin Cooper and Chuck Dalton each get interceptions. Let's give an upgrade now to wide receiver Kevin Parker. I think he's had a very good season, and he earns an ability slot now, getting up past 85 overall. And yeah, his route running has gotten into an excellent spot. His catching, spec catch are all incredible. And keep in mind, Parker's only in season 3. I think we're still getting pretty reliable play out of guard Trayvon Briscoe. Haven't had any major complaints about his pass protection or anything. I think we'll be keeping him around for a long time. So suddenly this game carries a little more weight than I thought it would. We have recovered from a 2-6 start, and now it's the Texans who are trying to win the division this year. And they already have a victory against us. If we lose this one, we're going to be looking at a wild card only situation. This is how fast things can change. I mean, the Titans were 5-2 after defeating us just last episode? They lost 6 straight now. 5-8, while we've won 5 straight. So our positions in the division have flipped, and they have a really bad point differential at the same time. That's a negative 52. The season is a marathon, not a sprint. And despite us stumbling out of the gates, we have recovered. I forgot about one of the Jaguars uniforms, and I was reminded by it in the comments on last episode. They have these all-yellow alternate color rush uniforms. I would imagine they'll never wear them again. But today, we're going to bust them out. I was going to save them for the Titans game, but this one might be a little more important than that matchup. Yeah, I can see why they don't really wear these anymore. I think I remember... I'm getting like a snapshot in my head of a Blake Bortles Thursday night game. They might have wore these. So this might be the only time we ever use these uniforms. I can't imagine they'll be in popular demand. You can let me know what jerseys you like most for the Jaguars. But here's Kevin Parker now on the reception. It's our opening drive, and we're trying to start strong. Joe Johnson, he gets a crease. Down to the 10. Another run for Joe Johnson. Diving his way down to the 2. That's Tyler Linderbaum now, the center who's going to come out. Should be LaDamian Bigby who replaces him. We've gotten reliable play from Bigby. Here's Chuck. Extending, and he's in! Scoring the opening drive, rushing touchdown. Now, what about our second possession? Jaguars at the plus 46. And the pocket collapses this time. Looks like we are still without Linderbaum. That could be a serious injury. We're down Dontavian Wicks and J.D. Short right now as the catch is made by Thomas Ridley. Bernard in the game, and Johnson fires to Ridley, who's still on his feet, taking this inside the 13. You know, I didn't think that pick looked so strong when Ridley was a rookie, but I feel like that pick has been more and more justified as time has passed. Ridley's been really good. This is Joe Johnson now on the sweep as he gets 2 more. I still think we should use Cormier a little bit more than we do, but Johnson's production is picking up. And Johnson's going to throw, and will be taken down before he can do it. Don't try to do too much here, Chuck, and he'll dump it. Joe Johnson gets it to the 6-yard line where we're going to be content kicking a field goal. Jacksonville in control of this game. Houston at 9-4, down 13-0. CJ Stroud steps up, fires to the open man. Veteran running back Devon Achane. I had a chance to sign him. I did consider it. But he got picked up by the Texans instead. And Achane's going to get taken down now. Martin Cooper chases him down. And looks like Tank Dell is going to leave the game. Achane, he meets Alex Ratliff. And Ratliff takes him down for a loss. 73 and 71 in the middle. That's going to be a duo the league is not ready for. Now we blitz. Stroud sacked. And Chuck Dalton has a couple in this game. So he's been stuffing the stat sheet a bit more this episode. Picked up an interception earlier. Should have some good numbers. And if you can do that at linebacker, you're going to have a chance to earn star development. That's one of those positions I've had a lot of success getting guys above normal. Now we get the ball back, and look at Joe Johnson, third in the league in rushing this year. So I think the play definitely warranted the contract. 5 years, though, I don't really think running backs need 5-year deals. Oh, no. Intercepted. Texans at the 9. And now Bigby's going out. You think I'm sitting here with 3 centers? Texans now need to get on the board. And they'll try with Achane. And it's just not coming easily on the ground. I kind of wish I had attempted a 3 or 4 year offer on Johnson. I had time to get rejected and then come back to the 5-year offer. I really should have attempted that. Because I don't think running back contracts outside of their rookie deals should ever be over 3 years. Stroud, it's caught, and they are in the end zone. Getting back in this game. Chuck Johnson trying to make up for that interception. Does have some big passes on this drive. And now 17 yards away, he'll find Ridley near the 10. Johnson protected. It's Thomas, and that's 6. Jaguars extend their lead back to 2 scores. A 2-point try. Parker, too easy. Whenever we have those tight formations and he can run an outbreaker, they can't cover it. As we jump ahead into the 4th quarter, Texans have gotten a touchdown and the ball back. And here they're about to have one of the game's biggest plays. That is a full yard to go. Do you trust the run if you're Houston? They do, and they get through Achane. First down. Not even averaging 2 yards an attempt. That is their biggest run of the day. I didn't think they were going to have it. Stroud again trying to sweep. I saw the hold. That's going to hurt. Stroud, it's complete, and he's still on his feet. What a recovery. McClure converts. Stroud in the zone. We blitz. And, you got to make the tackle there. On the second effort, they get 8 yards. Stroud throwing and chased down. A 3rd sack for linebacker Chuck Dalton. 3 sacks in one game for an off-ball linebacker is rare. And that gets them back to 3rd and 11. And it's Stroud under pressure. That's complete. Touchdown, Tank Dell. I think Dalton almost got in there for a 4th sack. But what they do here is they go after the rookie. We're in man coverage. Here is Gregory Rossum in off coverage. Dell crosses his face. And the rookie just can't make the play. So the Texans have come back to tie it. 5 and change to go now. And we pick up the pressure and avoid a sack. We get to 3rd and 10. And this is Brian Thomas in motion. He could be running deep on this play. Johnson lets it fly over the head of Kevin Parker. And the Texans, who have 14 unanswered, have the ball again. Under pressure and getting it away. Another big pickup for C.J. Stroud. We're blitzing him while he's in the zone, and I like that strategy. A sack on the quarterback usually knocks them out of the zone. Now they motion out Achane. Try to get him in space, and he'll take it into Jaguar territory. Pressure off the edge, and there's a fumble. We got it! Ezra Telfer forced it, and the Jaguars take over. What a time for that takeaway. Ezra Telfer's been on these cornerback blitzes since his rookie year, but we haven't seen that produce an impact play since maybe his rookie season. What a moment for him. I want to see what Joe Johnson can do here now, but we're going to throw with Chuck, and that's going to Joe Wilder, 6 yards. Let's run some clock here and not give C.J. Stroud a chance to touch the football again. Throwing. Oh, boy, where's the protection? They may have just brought too many that time. So from here, we're looking at around a 57-yard field goal if we can't get closer. And we will. And you got to consider even going for it in this spot. But we're going to be content, it looks like, taking the lead. Brandon Aubrey, 48 yards out. And good. That's a good run back for Houston. They'll start at their own 36. And can C.J. Stroud put together one more drive? A great game that will have division title implications. Stroud's out of the zone now. And we only send 4. And it's intercepted again! Edgerrin Cooper, Jaguars take over. It's back-to-back takeaways. You got to be careful when the running back runs those swing routes. You throw it too early, you can end up in that situation. 2:18 to go. Play fake. Chalk. He tries to win the game, and it got knocked down. Another fake. Where are the rushes? That's Thomas, though. Sneaks his way across the field. First down. We haven't won this game yet, however. The Texans are starting to call timeouts, and Joe Johnson, he scores again. Maybe now this game is in the bag. Johnson's having himself a huge day. He's earned that contract. He's helped us save this season, playing some of his best ball. And that's going to do it. Texans scored a final second touchdown, but it does not matter. And now this division race is wide open. The Colts still own a tiebreaker over us, keep in mind, but it's a 3-team race. Chuck Johnson, 300 yards passing, did have the 1 interception, 76 yards for Joe Johnson. Parker goes over 100 yards on the day, and the playmaking of our defense, man, so many plays at the right times. Chuck Dalton, 3 sacks. Ezra Telfer, strip sack turnover. And then interception by Edgerrin Cooper. That's the type of play that can get us back to the postseason and beyond. We'll upgrade safety Mike Goodson, getting him pursuit and zone coverage. And we'll further upgrade the pass protection for Jamison Gatewood. They still have us in 3rd place. That was simply to keep the tiebreaker from affecting us. But Texans now tied with the Colts. They have the edge in that battle. We take this hot 6-game winning streak now into a game at the Atlanta Falcons. We're finding it much tougher moving the football on this Falcon defense. And we trail by 10 in the 4th quarter. Chuck fakes to Joe Johnson, throws a strike to Parker, and he holds on to it. That's the kind of play we need. And now Cormier sneaks ahead, running to the 10. Joe Johnson straight ahead as he's done all game. A rushing touchdown. Can you believe this guy had no rushing scores in the first 5 or 6 games of the year? He's come to play today. I can't say we've spent much time talking about the Falcons in this series, but they are led by Michael Penix Jr. Falcons at 7-7, both teams with wild card hopes. Michael Penix and the Falcons up 3. That's not going to work against Martin Cooper. Bijan Robinson in the backfield. They still got him. And they got motion now to the outside. Penix. He flips it underneath. That's a really well-designed catch and run going to Kyle Pitts. Falcons now met with 3rd and 7. Blitzing Penix. He throws a strike on the move. Drake London, the reception. On 2nd down, he buys time and then finds Robinson. A lot of good decisions here by Michael Penix Jr. Can Jacksonville find a way to keep him out of the end zone now? Penix sacked. Edgerrin Cooper. Our blitzes have been game-changing today. They're just going to run it now on 3rd down. Don't let him get it. They'll get Robinson to the 12. And they're going to hope a 6-point lead is safe. Good numbers on the year for Joe Johnson. We need someone to score a touchdown on this drive. Good to see Linderbaum out there, so no injuries this episode, no major ones. And we got 3 minutes to get this touchdown, and we'll open for Ridley, a catch and run. That's 24. Blitzing, Johnson counters, and Ridley has it again. Ridley motions out now. Johnson wants him again, as we only get a couple. 2 downs to get 8 yards here. Ross is out to the right side. Chuck, he gets away from the rush, picks up the 1st down, and takes it down to the 22. Still a phenomenal scrambler. Now 1st down, more Ridley, and 15 yards away. Blitzing, Chuck is sacked. And that's going to be a problem. We lose 19 seconds, pocket the timeouts. They blitz again. Johnson sacked on back-to-back plays. And suddenly Atlanta, a chance to secure the win. 19 seconds left. Gotta have a big play. And we come up well short. They just sent blitz after blitz. And they are going to end this streak. 6 straight wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It has restored hope to our season. But now we're going to have to hope that we can get this done in the last 2 games. 10-7 has to be the goal. At 8-7, if the postseason ended today, we would be on the outside looking in. But the good news is that the team in 6th place does have to face us now. We get the Titans in Week 18. That game might decide if we make it or not. We'll give Joseph Bowen another upgrade. He's been a little quieter this season. Ratings still climbing in a good spot. 5.5 sacks after 19 a year ago. Chuck Dalton has had an amazing episode. I think he's going to have a really good chance at making it to star development into next year. We get his coverage better, and I think this is pretty impressive progress for a guy that's been a part-time player at normal dev for much of his career. I think he's up close to 8 or 9 overall in the 4 years he's been on this team. So the breakout here in a contract season just couldn't be happening at a better time for him. Let's give Thomas Ridley a blocking upgrade. When we have to get a drive together, we tend to go to him a lot, and that's how that last possession had opened, but back-to-back sacks derailed it. He has a chance at setting some career highs this year. Can we get things back on track this week and get closer to a playoff spot? We've had some big games against Denver in the past, and they were the first team to knock us out of the postseason in this series. That was the Dontavian Wicks game, and then we made sure to sign him away from Denver. Kevin Parker scores a 37-yard touchdown, and here in the first, we have a 10-7 game. Big interception, C.J. Gardner-Johnson? He was signed to be our mentor in the secondary, and if he's out there, there's probably an injury. And yeah, we're without Martin Cooper and Brian Thomas right now. No injuries at safety. But that was the biggest play he's contributed to this year. We have it at the plus 38-yard line. Another Joe Johnson run straight up the middle. Down to the 21. Really feels like we've turned a huge corner today. His average is just continuing to climb. Johnson for Grenard now, and the fullback maybe gets the line of scrimmage. Set up now on third down. Here's Johnson, and he finds Ross inside the 5. Without Brian Thomas, who's injured right now, Kevin Parker and Reuben Ross are the top 2 wide receivers. And it's Ross! He sneaks across! Touchdown, Jacksonville! A 2-possession lead. I did see here in the medical center, we can play Martin Cooper even while he's not 100%. And I think this is one of those games where if you can play, you play. Broncos facing a 3rd and 6, and that is going to come up short. Another play for Chuck Dalton. Jaguars up 10, driving again here in the 3rd. Joe Johnson gets the call, and again, just that full speed burst up the middle is so effective. Now we toss it out on 3rd down, and Joe will get it. Wow, that is the rookie receiver out there, and he's going to make the catch. This is Starling inside the 5. We are actually getting a chance to see him out there. Back to pass on 1st down, and wide open is Kevin Parker as the Jaguars continue to build their lead. Denver needs to pick up the pace if they're to get back in this, and they will get a conversion here on 3rd down. If we win this game, we take a tiebreaker from the current 6 seed holder in the AFC. Bo Nix, oh boy, it's intercepted. He threw it right to Stanley Billups. Jaguars make another key play late. And that'll earn us win number 9. We defeat Bo Nix. We ensure a winning season. And now hope the playoffs are around the corner. What a job by this team, though, recovering from a 2-6 start. This is just such a unique franchise, especially compared to some of my recent. It's been extremely rewarding and fun to see the ride this team takes us on. I don't know if I've ever had a team quite like this one. Going into the final week, we currently hold the 7 seed in the AFC. If we win, we are in. But what if we don't win? The current 8 seed holder are the 9-7 New York Jets. And the way things sit right now, that is the only team that can wrestle this spot away from us. We'll play our games simultaneously today, so there is no checking the score at the beginning of the game to see if we even need to play our starters. But we're going to play like our season depends on it as we take on Tennessee. And they have lost 9 consecutive games. I'm giving Joe Johnson a receiving back upgrade. He's on a 5-year deal, so I want him to be able to do as much as possible. His catching is now boosted to a 65. And I am going to further upgrade our offensive coordinator, and we're going all in on the offensive line boost. By the way, I know there were some that wanted to know if my playbook was available. I am uploading it now on PS5. It is called Jags Year 7 if you would like to check out this playbook I've made. And this is it. Final game of the regular season. If we win, it's another playoff year. And Jacksonville scores first. It's a Benji Cormier rushing touchdown. Intercepted now, Edgerrin Cooper. Big plays from the defense have been here all day. Remember when we lost? We were 2-6, and I was just saying we aren't making those big plays. It's just nothing is really working against us. We're just not making plays. Well, we're making all the plays now. Tennessee struggling early. Jacksonville, it's Ridley inside the 10. Cormier in the game, 1 touchdown already. And Chuck's gonna throw this one to Brian Thomas. Another Jaguar touchdown. Minimal drama to this point. David Corner has thrown 2 interceptions already. And throws across the middle to an open receiver. Tennessee to 3rd down. Corner fires, and despite the good coverage of Rossum, it's caught. Haven't seen any big plays yet from Rossum, so don't count on Rookie of the Year or anything big coming his way. Can't get through this line. Cutting back and spun down. Edgerrin Cooper is there. He and Dalton have been on top of their game today. Now trying to end this possession. Tennessee 3rd and 6, and they just get it again. Running inside. Oh, crushed. Chuck Dalton, what a play. Try it again, and this time it's gonna be enough. A Niles Howard touchdown makes this a 14-7 game. Chuck Johnson on the rollout, and a nice one-hander brought in by Thomas Ridley. We're late 3rd quarter, Jaguars on the move. Cormier in the backfield. Here's Chuck Johnson. It's complete. Hauled in by Kevin Parker. Johnson downfield, and that is Brian Thomas racing to the end zone. Another big Jaguar touchdown puts us 1 foot into the postseason. Joseph Bowen, a 3rd down sack. The Titans are running out of time. And we have won this game 28-14. Another convincing Jaguar win to follow this 2-6 start. We go 8-1 the rest of the way. A lot of these games won by multiple possessions. What a turnaround. Truly a special season for Jacksonville. And we will be postseason bound after all. And who wants to run into this team now? Chuck Johnson tosses 3 touchdowns here in the regular season finale, going to Brian Thomas twice, and Joe Johnson. 2 sacks for Joseph Bowen, 1 for Alex Ratliff, and 2 picks for Edgerrin Cooper. We should have some pretty good stats to cover here now that the season is done. And let's also see who that first opponent is going to be now, because the postseason comes your way next time in the Jags franchise. We'll be facing, in the wild card round, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we did not play Pittsburgh this season. We end up the 6th seed in the conference as the Raiders take the number 1. And the Giants are the 6th seed in the NFC. It would be a long shot to have a 3rd straight Super Bowl matchup between these 2 teams. But for now, it is on the table. I truly thought we were cooked after week 8. It was going to take a special turnaround that showed no signs of happening, and that's exactly what happened. Such an incredible run for this team, and now we hope it continues on. We've played in 2 straight Super Bowls. I'm kind of used to it at this point. Here are the stats. Chuck Johnson, 23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's become so good at protecting the football, even lower than his 6 interceptions last year. His overall production did go down, but the offense also had such a slow start to the year, it was pretty much inevitable after our 2-6 start. But Joe Johnson, he just had a big season, raising his average to 5.3, getting 10 touchdowns, and every single one of those scores came after Week 6. To still get double digits is pretty impressive. Cormier didn't get as many opportunities this year, but he was less efficient, and we've seen Johnson just become the better overall runner. Now, Kevin Parker does put up 1,100 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. I had Ross in the slot, and he started the season extremely hot. Ends up as our 4th leading receiver and did put together a very good season. And I think we have a really solid top 4 options in our passing game. Here are the sack numbers, and we do end up with Patrick Paul allowing 8 sacks. He does not appear to be a solution here at that spot. Jamison Gatewood gave up 5 in a bit more downs played, a couple games worth of downs played. So I think his rookie season was pretty impressive. And our defense now, Edgerrin Cooper, 145 tackles. We have Joseph Bowen lead us with 7.5 sacks. Alex Ratliff has 7, Chuck Dalton 5. So our edge rushers, Martin Cooper and Trayvon Walker, they only combined for 7.5. A very quiet year for Trayvon Walker. Edgerrin Cooper, 5 picks, J.D. Short, 4, and he missed half the year. Chuck Dalton and Stanley Billups each come away with 3. I'm expecting then some heavier regression then for Trayvon Walker, as his production is not going to help him out going into the offseason. This was his least impactful year of this franchise. It looks like Justin Rice is the league MVP, quarterback of Seattle. Matt LaFleur is coach of the year, as Green Bay had a really good season. Lamar Jackson is offensive player of the year, while Edgerrin Cooper takes it on the defensive side. And I think we watched that develop here in this episode. And Chuck Dalton came in 4th. These two were on an absolute tear today. Offensive Rookie of the Year, that is Deacon Ellison of Houston. We had nobody ranked here inside the top 10. And Alex Leak takes home Defensive Rookie of the Year, as Bryce Weaver only came in 5th place. But I'm excited to see what comes next for this team as the playoffs return. Hoping to stay healthy. We've had a couple postseason runs where injuries have just derailed us. But we have no practice injuries, and nobody got hurt in this episode. So we're relatively healthy. Still just missing J.D. Short and Dontavian Wicks. And it looks like if we can take a run, J.D. Short could come back for the Super Bowl. And we'll try to work our way towards that next episode in the Jaguars franchise. Thank you all for watching today's video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as the postseason will be coming around shortly. Please leave a like, leave your feedback below, and I'll see you in the playoffs.